Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of The Outer Worlds. I just went through and re-geared our equipment ever so slightly, so we've swapped over the sawn-off shotgun that we had previously, the 173 DPS shock one, with the new tactical shotgun that we picked up at the end of the last episode. The Deadeye assault rifle that we stole, I've also swapped over, so we're not using the plasma rifle, we're now using this as our sniper's choice. Definitely a slogan to be careful with. And we've still got the previous assault rifle, which uses heavy ammo rather than energy ammo. So we've not got anything using energy ammo right this second. I'm sure we'll change that at some point. But look at this. This looks cool. And I do like the prospect of us having the new tactical shotgun. Let's have a look at the terminal. Okay, recent users. Callahan M, Everson B, Oyama T. So Callahan M is signed in. Alright, access. Let's have a look at the messages from the manager. I keep telling you the hat doesn't fit right. There's something wrong with it. How many people have worn this thing before me? Is this my life now? Because if it is, I'll take it. I'll be your moon man. But there won't be anything left for me to care. You made your space's choice when you signed the employment contract. So this is the chap round the corner. And to the mum. So, hope you're doing well, mum. Thought I'd check in. Engineers visit the shop a bunch. I remember when I used to turn a wrench back home on Terra 2. Lydia Hagen over at Sublight told me I could always pursue a career in salvage if this thing doesn't work out. Please give Dad and the others a hug from me. Mum, it's really great we can stay in touch like this. Little reminders of home are more important than ever. Enjoy the quality Spacer's Choice goods I sent. You can get ones just like them at home, but I figured you might appreciate me getting company discount and all. And, are you okay, honey? As the reply. That is quite a burn. Public notices the heat. And that's bad as the one whose office is closest to our radiators. You can imagine why I want to take 3 showers every day. I hear you. We've got eyes on the problem and hands and tools. It's a mechanical problem with a mechanical solution. In the meantime, enjoy some additional water rations. And take breaks. You deserve them. If you're thirsting for cool air, talk to your closest engineer about spots with favourable circulation. Okay, seeking contractor, sublight salvage. This is another opportunity for work, I guess. Seeking ethically flexible spacer with Stellar Bay landing clearance. Alright. Payment in exchange for return of legal salvage. Details upon acceptance of contract. Active warrants, prior convictions, no questions asked. Our background checks filter out criminal red flags. Plausible deniability is the sublight way. See Lila for details. Loitering on board property is strictly prohibited. Okay. So the Halcyon Holdings corporate office and its environments are conducting official board business only. Anyone found misusing board property will be fined accordingly. It includes, but is not limited to, Halcyon Holdings office here on Groundbreaker, the space directly in front of my desk, the space directly behind my desk, my doorway, my berth, and more importantly, my stairs. Thank you for your cooperation, Udon Bedford. P.S. Please note that the next space caught drinking and the stairs outside the embassy may find themselves on the rude side of an airlock. Rude. P.P.S. This is the 3rd time I've had to post this message and I'm sick and tired of it. I will not hesitate to open a board-sanctioned investigation into your behaviour. And when you are caught, punish you accordingly. Felix Millstone. Okay. That's quite clear. So we're into the back section. I think we'll do the left side first, as we did previously. So we'll go into Sublight.
Sublight salvage. Their front looks surprisingly on the up and up.
You reckon we can shop here, or is it all spoke for?
I reckon there's a terminal here. What messages do they have? From Hellhagen, subject, don't run. We lost another contractor to a UDL gunship. This is your daily reminder that legitimate businesses don't run from the authorities. And that is what we are. Stay calm. Present your papers. If you get tangled up in the courts, I will personally bail you out. Anyone seen Hawthorne lately? I could use some reliable help. I'm right here. Fallbrook shipments. Unlike most of you sprats, Catherine is bringing Sublight a consistent income. From today until I say so, you're to treat her as an extension of my desk. Speaking of which, Tobias, order an extension for my desk. Looks like they've got quite a lot of alcohol and erotica. Basically all Vice stuff. So Purpleberry liquor lots, Spectrum vodka even more than that, erotica generic, the locals aren't picky, erotica exotic, except the ones who are. Space cake surprise, I don't know what this is, but it was on last month's order list, so either track some down or do your best in the kitchen. Black hole holochrome signed tossball poster. Okay. And this week in salvage, my scanner says the Mardits impounded a freelancer ship after the captain misbehaved. The crew dropped so many bits at various places they can't afford to lift the impound. Whoever gets me salvage rights gets to sit quietly in my office and watch a professional work. One of ours had an altercation with one of theirs, lost another contractor, scrapped the ship, dedicated a tenth of the salvage to funeral expenses. I take care of my people. Lil Sprat told me that a crate of spoiled sister pork ended up at the bottom of a Monarch Canyon. Let's see how much we can sell. Speaking of which, no one eat at Auntie Cleo's stall until I say so. Something in the kitchen's gone bad. And the next time one of us finds an abandoned ship and decommissions it, they've had better dispatch a ground team to the debris field before the Marauders have had their turn. So yeah, this is definitely not a legitimate salvage operation. It's about creating salvage opportunities, from what I can tell. Oh, and that's going to go up. Well, let's...
I'm seeing you limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicar? Need us to slow down?
Let's have a chat.
What are you implying? I am perfectly fit. My knee is just acting up.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicar. Don't worry. The captain and I will take care of you.
I need neither your advice nor your pity, young lady.
I love the interaction. Right, Tobias.
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers.
Yeah, the more they keep saying
You
it's
want flying the
legitimate,
unreliable?
it makes me think it's really not. That's right. Name's Captain Hawthorne.
Sure you are. Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door.
So you're a Sublight employee?
Sure am. A few years back, they got me started on simple acquisitions. You know those latches they put on cargo bays and break again? These days, I stick to HQ and look after Miss Lilia.
All right. Let's go in and talk to her. Oh, this feels a lot like Reed's office. I'm just going to step out onto your balcony area just to have a little look around. There's tubes coming across, but it doesn't look like there's anything to grab on the other side. That is not a death drop off the edge. And we're clearly being observed, so picking... Oh, what's this? Dangerous Frontiers by Ophelia Sweeney. It's intriguing how we devoted our resources to the stars when there were still so many problems to be solved on Earth. Exposing our fragile species to the breadth of the cosmos renders settlers in spaces alike vulnerable to the mysteries of other worlds. The fate of an abandoned civilization could hinge on a single miscalculation, an unobserved variable, and any number of alien catastrophes. Recklessness and impatience are perhaps hardwired features of humanity, and not errors in our genes, as others might imply. That's deep. And Sublight, a legitimate business. Contractors, if the authorities are on your heels, our legal team has pre-approved you to recite this passage from our colonial trading rights. Pursuant to regulations following internally preserved Borost, such a business entity would therefore be entitled to gather, maintain, and ultimately dispose of decommissioned agricultural hardware and accessories for profit or convenience. Short version, if we handle potted meat, we can legally salvage tractors and tractor parts. That's why I keep a can of Borst in a Sublight-owned safe deposit box off-world. And why the goods you bring in are catalogued as farm equipment. Everything we do is perfectly legal. Now go and bring home some bacon. Sure.
So you're the new
Hi,
captain in
Lila.
town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come.
That's correct. I'm Captain Hawthorne, the proud owner of the Unreliable.
A little advice. Before you start telling lies, get a feel for who you're talking to. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere.
Well, don't let Ada hear you calling her ship names.
Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass to factory settings. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings, but there's a catch.
It's not strictly legal.
Just like in the serials.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested?
I'll take it and I'll figure out the key.
I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the Rest and Go might have what you need. If there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is bits.
Time is money, friend. So I take it Sublight isn't strictly a salvage operation.
These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Gives me the time to expand our interests into other sectors, where I can let my hair down.
Very forthright. So, what other sectors does Sublight pursue other than salvage and shipping?
Our field is persuasive acquisitions. At least that's how my legal advisors tell me to phrase it. Not all of our salvage is abandoned when we find it. Sometimes it takes a polite conversation and a shot across the bow. You know, legal formalities.
So you're a company of bureaucratic pirates.
Your words, not mine.
Okay. Well, you're very honest about this.
Hey, careful with the C word around here. I like to keep things above board, and that kind of talk only makes
Appearances
trouble.
are important.
Sublight occupies a legal blind spot. No one knows what we're licensed to do, and that gives our little business some freedom. But let's not tempt fate.
Okay. Well, how organized is it?
Very. I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets, grids in general. I like to think of myself as the last honest businesswoman in Halcyon, but I'll settle for being the most organized one.
That's fair. Okay.
Ask. I have nothing to hide.
I think that's all we
Be seeing
have
you.
until we get
Make
that
sure you aren't
key.
followed on your way out.
Because we're not going to break into the place.
Hey, Mr. Vicker. Do you ever get a little bit homesick for Edgewater? For that ocean steak?
No, I do not.
Ocean stink.
You're supposed to say yes and go on to explain why. I just want to have a conversation.
I love it. Spratwurst.
Of course you do.
Hey,
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place.
are you
I've got
sure?
a fresh ground batch of spratwurst cooking. They're terra-fried to lock in the juices. How about a grinder's dozen?
So, hang on. What does terra fried mean? Does that mean you wrap it in earth and then you fry it? Let's
Fresh
see
on the
what you've
grinder,
got for
any
sale anyway. Just in case I'll sell junk. We didn't have much. Dehydrated water. I love this. Just add air. And it's not a bad choice. Like, if we're looking for something to add into our inhaler, that kind of thing would work pretty well. Anything to do back here? Short of robbing you, probably not. And then we've got Ike's Armory. Looks like mostly Mostly armor and weapons.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only a testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons. For those times you have to repel boarders but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull.
So, I love the idea of secondhand armor. But the question is always like, what happened to the original person? Did they sell it, or was it taken from their dead body because it didn't do the job? Let's see what you've got. Ooh, pulse hammer. Well, we've already got a really nice melee. Oh. Toxin stuff. Or corrosion, sorry. That's very interesting. And we've got some general clothing. It's got a little light on it. I love it. So some things we definitely can't buy. We're going to need better reputation. Okay, well that's all fine and dandy. And then we have engineering over at the back. We're not going to go in there just yet. Auntie Cleo's, we know not to eat here, but maybe we can have a little look in the back.
I'll keep quiet.
Yeah, if no one's watching. Just as the person starts to walk past.
Nice.
Oh dear. Yeah, they've clearly had a bad day. Auntie Cleo Fluid Surface Automechanical Repair Manual. Maintenance and repair ACSR F900. Warning, please follow all recommended safety protocols before maintaining or cleaning your unit. The ACSR F900 is equipped with an anti-tampering subsystem which triggers a self-destruct mechanism in the food preparation apparatus. Self-defense supersedes any pacifistic function. Please also remember to deactivate and remove all slicing, dicing, blending, filleting, chopping, deboning, or tenderizing apparatus prior to opening any access panels. It is critical that a spray of blood then obscures the rest of the manual. So, yeah. Can't steal from the automechanical. But I think we know why something's gone bad there.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells.
Go back to
Report any
Byzantium,
sightings
you
to your local
gold-plated
board
bastards.
And there's
Yeah,
the halcyon offices. Okay, I think let's head into engineering before we go to talk to Udom.
Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas
I love
Wells.
these doors
Report
so
any sightings
much.
to your local board embassy.
This is Halcyon News.
Those XF411s? And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
Possibly.
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
Alright, let's use the terminal before we talk to Jinlai. So, daily checklist. Radiator temperature, plumbing overflow, life support, crew morale, scheduled landings, checklist maintenance, brush teeth. You can do this. I like that affirmation at the end. Personal files for the back bays. More complaints about the state of the bay. I always told the Mardits they're free to flush out McRed and his outlaws, but they're so knotted up in seeking warrants and paper justifications that they want someone else to solve all their problems off the record. Sorry, boys, not my job. And then the promenade status. Morale has dipped 18% since Martin Callahan showed up. That's a damn... It's the damn mask. Found another listening device in my office. Thing was the size of a toss ball with a cord leading all the way back to sublight. Subtle as always, Lilia. Could have sworn the automechanical chef arrived with the company tech. No record of the guy leaving the station. We'll have to look into it. Sprat infestation at the rest and go is getting out of hand. Ethel better not be ranching those critters again, or I swear by law I'll airlock her stall. Okay, then in the messages. So, from Udon Bedford. The implications of your accusations cause my breath to hitch in my throat. I am certain that we can arrive at an agreeable understanding. For what is a board liaison if not a facilitator of handshakes between great powers, much like the board and yourself? When you do decide to return to the negotiation table, consider once again the embassy expansion plans I laid out. Gestures of good faith do not go unpaid. Okay, and then obstructionist. The board rejected my request for a new radiator parts, again, even after I greased their wheels with some targeted donations. Funny thing, when I used my admin privileges to survey the outgoing comms, I noticed some activity from your office. You chose your words carefully, but I plucked a juicy phrase from the transcript. Let the frog boil a while longer. And now I have no radiator parts. You're playing with our lives. Did they install you on my ship just to get under my skin, or are you pulling this shit for fun? Wow. I am definitely with you. If Udon Bedford is doing all that kind of crap.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
Hey, it's a nice place. You know what? Let's go with yeah, nice place you got here, Chief.
No, it isn't. It's a mess, but it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
Of course not. I'm just stealing from everyone. I'm not trying to start any fights, but I might have to end some.
Ain't that always the way? So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
Well, once I get out of Impound, I'm bound for Monarch.
Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job.
Oh, I've got a
We
good
see a
weapon.
lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
Ah, that's really nice of you to say. Pravati, you wanted to have a chat. Go ahead.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Nudge, nudge.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if, well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
This is cute.
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Ooh. Don't be shy about requesting time off if you need to compare notes in person. Yeah.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain.
It might make it better.
Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said...
Pavati.
Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Nice job, Pavati.
Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention.
Well, actually... it seems kind of warm in here.
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship.
So why haven't you fixed them? We know because you need parts.
Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner.
Is there no room for compromise?
None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive.
So you need a contractor to work this out. I'm available for a reasonable rate. Yeah.
Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
Okay. Well, I can definitely take care of that.
Hold on. There's something you should know.
Yeah,
before
I
you
know
go
it's
charging
occupied,
off.
but that's part of the plan.
The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
So guns are blazing. Have you ever tried sending anyone to get the parts?
I have. One of my engineers, plus a small security detail. They didn't come back. I can't afford to lose any Mardits on this job. No offense, but a freelancer like you is more dispensable.
No, that's fair. Well, none
Nice
taken.
and pragmatic. Thanks for understanding.
Okay, well, I'll get you the parts from the back
Good.
bays.
Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Cool. So that's ticked off a couple of things. That's got Pravati her conversation. Ooh. While you're not watching.
Great work.
Piecemeal mining helmet. I'll take the bananas. I'll take the apple cider. I'll take basically everything that she's worked so hard to gather. Nothing hiding behind the toilet. I think we're done in here, actually. Yeah, don't know how your door got open. That's a complete mystery.
This is Halcyon News.
Right, let's have a look at our quests. So, drinking sapphire wine we're basically done with. Cleaning machine, we can't do until we get to Roseway. Empty man we can't do until we get to Monarch. Worst contact, yeah, that's Udon Bedford. So let's instead switch to happiness is a warm spaceship. That's going to direct us to
We interrupt your regularly scheduled
the lower
advertisement
decks.
for the following story.
Hey Edna,
Auntie Cleo.
you've got a name.
Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable I can hardly even concentrate.
Took your temperature.
Junlei better hurry
When
up
you
with
were
those
hungry,
damn repairs
Who
already.
gave you a needle full of love?
All right, even though you've got a name, you're not
Auntie Cleo,
interesting.
that's who. Have you given your auntie a hug today?
Ah, cool. Right, let's use this workbench, and we can do a little bit of tinkering with our new weapons. Ooh, we can tinker with things because our skill is now good enough, and it costs money. And it just improves the damage. Oh, I like that. Right, let's do modifications first. So tactical shotgun. We can make it a stealth shotgun, and we can make it a plasma shotgun. Well, I'm happy with it just being regular impact at the moment. Likewise, we can make it a plasma sniper. I like our current sight. So I think we'll keep that as it is. Over on armor, so our big bit of armor that we're wearing, we could make it toughened. Yeah, why not? It's going to give us just a little bit more defense. And we've got these mods to use. Ooh, temporary invulnerability. Yeah. Reactive kinematic shield projector. Then melee interference or ranged weapon. We should be being ranged, even though we've got a really nice melee weapon. And then down on utility, make it last a bit better. So this is now the best armor we have. By far. Yeah, I'm gonna do some tinkering. And you can keep tinkering. And you can keep tinkering. But it just gets more expensive. Okay. Well, let's do some minor tinkering on because like the first level of tinkering costs nothing. Can I could tinker the big hammer. I really like that as a concept. Like, it's a good way of differentiating what you're doing with stuff. Where's the big-ass heavy machine gun? That's a big damage difference. Like, that's a good 10% extra damage each time. I'm gonna up the shotgun a few times. You know, one more time. Just because of the armor level that people end up hitting. Okay, that will do. Oh, the next one gives it 3 though. But it starts really costing. It's fine. That'll be fine. We don't really need to break down stuff because we got plenty of parts for repairing.
Listening to Halcyon News, your mandated duty as a good citizen of Halcyon.
Very, very happy with my shotgun now. This is sealed. Okay. Well, if we're going to go to the lower decks. Ah, there's a little elevator. Okay. Let's make the transition. And our current helmet is 12. Do we have a better helmet? Probably not. It's fine. To the back bays. Miracle on the frontier. Desert is forced to return by stranger. Well, there's the captain. We do need to kill him. If we're stealthed, do we get bonus damage? This could be very painful, but let's try it.
You're dead! I never! Oh!
Securing E14. The area.
On your right, Cap! Patch yourself up, Captain!
Just have a bit of healing.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I need to be in cover. Worst time to reload.
What's going on over there?
Something going on. What was that? Did I hear that?
Yeah, that's the wrong weapon for this. This works though. Oh my god, there is a... We're just gonna snipe that thing down. So there's still one person left alive. Not for long, though. That took a fair amount of healing. But it wasn't terrible. It wasn't good. I'm glad we went full ranged with it, though. Outlaw Striker, Combat Drone. There's the Outlaw, there's the Captain, there's the Red Lighter. And we have points to put in. Okay, well, I do think more science is going to help us out. That's going to reduce our tinkering costs by 50%. So that's huge. Ooh. And we could really push this way for proper science weapons. Chance items you repair will become pristine, increasing value and durability. Yeah, let's just focus on engineering and stuff for this time. So we'll apply that off. And then over in the perks, one more, and then I believe it unlocks the next level. So, science weapon magazine size, it does feel like it would lean into what we're going to be doing. Oh, the next level's going to be really cool. Let's apply that off for right now. Pavati! You get a perk. Extra armor rating will keep you alive a bit longer. Vicar, you also get one. Dialogue combat effects duration. Interesting. I think we'll go with the armor rating. Just trying to out-tank everything. We're going to have loads of stuff to loot in here. Right, let's change back to the shotgun. The shotgun was really effective. Clearly we struggled with quite a lot of pain and injury. Yeah, I think maybe we could have tried a stealthy approach, but... we didn't die. That's what I'm taking away from this. This was a big fight and we didn't die. Shotgun definitely wasn't the right weapon for most of the range that we were dealing with. I think we need to sleep. Probably could have blown up some of these canisters as well. Mag picks. I like how it's like steal this when there's no one alive to steal from. So we've got another way up. We've definitely got stuff to explore. There's a way down. We probably could have turned all the automechanicals against the marauders.
Can you imagine being frozen for 10 years, sailing through space in a room such as this?
Yeah. Yeah, I can kind of imagine that. More down here. Construction mechanical all looted. Plasma rifle. Okay, we're now overweight, but that's fine. Okay, we've got a couple of ways up. We've got the way to the left. We've got a little ladder climbing. We've got a way down. Let's do down first. Let's see what we can see down there. Yeah, the shotgun, I think, has got a maximum effective range. It was just a little too short. Like, this is fine. Hi, Private. So you've been stuck down here.
Haven't seen any new faces down here since I arrived. Not sure how long ago that was. McRed tends to incinerate anyone who comes by.
I like how you shouted, "I'm with Junlei. That's why you're still alive." I came to grab radiator parts. Engineering could use your help installing them. McRed's dead.
That's too bad. I mean, he was a scary fucker, total pyromaniac, but you know how it is. You meet a guy, get used to his quirks, and then blam.
Wait. You got Stockholm Syndrome? I came to grab some radiator parts.
I'll get back to my post. See you topside, stranger.
Cool. And now she's gone, we can loot everything.
Easy.
Oh, we blew off a proper chunks and kibbles. There's a leg on the side. So what's Petey? I will check out my inventory in just a moment. Okay, I think that's everyone's body looted. Is it just junk? No, here it is. Might look good in one of the cruise rooms. Okay. Just an item that we can potentially pass on through. Well, this foray into the lower decks has actually gone pretty darn well. I think we'll finish up for the episode there. We've got obviously more to explore up top, but we'll do that next time, and then we'll head back and sell a bunch of our stuff. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of The Outer Worlds. See you soon.